Welcome back to Dr. Red Pill. I've been reading a little bit more of this book, Men on Strike here. So like I mentioned in my last video. And a quote is a little bit from this book here, that the author Helen Smith got from a woman who left a comment on a blog. Deeply embedded in my unconscious was the notion that all men are potentially predators. This is a woman writing this post. That there is something inherently creepy to being born male. Logically, I didn't buy this, so she says. Painting all men as potential predators makes guys feel bad about being guys and ladies feel distrustful. It's an unfair thought that reinforces bad behavior. I know I wouldn't feel good if half the population were consistently eyeing me sideways. You think? Any women watching this video, how do you think if men were constantly viewing you like that? But as long as I had a female therapist and a lady adjusting my warrior pose, it was easy not to think too much about it. So right there in that quote there, she admitted this woman had a female therapist who is probably a freaking raging feminist there, or basically telling this woman who is seeking help for whatever reason that men are evil. It goes, and that was the end of the quote there, and it goes on to say in the book that unfortunately many women, like the one who wrote that blog, are afraid of men. This fear and even outright loathing of men has worked its way into the public realm, and men are often looked at by society as perverts, possible predators, and the best bumbling goofball dads relegated to the basement where they can't cause too much trouble. Now, unfortunately, that's the way society is freaking relegating us men as perverts, animals, deviants, and all around just dangerous, just because we are men. And it's baffling that this is allowed to freaking happen. That society, women have no, especially feminists, have no problem bashing men like this way. And you see an awful lot of other men, mostly a lot of millennial men, calling us freaking predators and to get rid of toxic masculinity, which is freaking retarded, which I have covered in several of my other videos. Goes on to say in this book here, according to Kathleen Parker, the author of Save the Children, or I should say Save the Males, is what the book's actually called. I misspoke there. Says, historians aren't sure of the precise date, but sometime around 1970, everyone in the U.S. drank acid-laced Kool-Aid, tie-dyed their brains, and decided that fathers were no longer necessary. Which seems to be the damn freaking case. Society's increasingly saying, men are no good, men are idiots, men aren't good parents. And because of this, and how men are treated, fathers are being forced to walk away in a lot of cases, even though they don't want to, and they want to spend time with their children. It's because of the stuff like this. Men walk away, and then are called deadbeat fathers, even though society was telling them that they're no good when they're trying to be good father figures and be around, be a provider, protector, and a teacher to children. And it goes on for an example here, saying a businessman is suing British Airways over a policy that bans male passengers from sitting next to children they don't know, even if the child's parents are on the same flight. Rightfully so, this man's accusing the British Airways, of branding all men as potential sex offenders, which is retarded, and as he says here, public humiliation. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, that some people do these disgusting things, but it's a very small percentage of the population. And even though the airline has employees constantly during the whole flight walking up and down the airplane, checking on the passengers, make sure everyone has what they need and all that, they may still make these men change seats before the airplane will take off. What about the frickin' woman sitting beside a child they don't know? There's several occasions, quite a few actually from what I've seen, of women being sexual predators of children, all that. But no, men as a whole are seen as the frickin' predators. Like I've seen in the last few months, I've seen several news reports of a female teacher having a sexual relationship with their male students. Frickin' when it's a male teacher doing that, he's instantly condemned, and as a sexual predator, he's attacked, called a monster, and all men are lumped into this category because of a few men. But when a woman teacher frickin' does this, she is seen as having a mental problem because she is a woman compared to a man. So when a man does it, instantly condemned, as he should be. It's not right. But when a female teacher does it, she should be equally condemned for doing the same damn thing that a male teacher has, that the male teacher has done. But no, it's seen as, it's taken more lightly. And you can look at frickin' the stats, and the women get, by far, not only on this crime, but all crimes, are less likely to get jail time or as long as a sentence as the male does. Like I read in the paper a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, this woman daycare worker hung a frickin' child basically in a noose. She got frickin' just from what I've seen, in a bit of probation. Meanwhile, frickin', I forget his name offhand, but that male football player that is the dog fighting ring, and got a few years in jail for dog fighting. Even though it's wrong, and I do not agree with that. I'm not supporting dog fighting or anything like that. But what is the bigger crime? Dog fighting gets the man and several years. Hanging a baby in a noose from the ceiling gets probation. That's just one example of many, and how women are treated better and more lightly on when it comes to society and the courts. all it takes for a woman to ruin a man's life is for her to say that he sexually assaulted me or he abused me. And automatically she is believed and the man's life is ruined. I've seen quite a few times when the woman lied about this happening just because she's upset with the man. She says, oh, he beat me. No proof. All of a sudden he's condemned. He loses his job, loses his family, loses his friends, and thrown into jail without any proof. Even if it is proven that she lied, his life is still ruined. He can't get back on track. He can't get his life back together. He's still at a job, can't find another job because of this, even though it is proven that she lied. Even if she admitted that she lied about it, his life is still over. Meanwhile, if a woman beats her man in spousal abuse, the man is not believed. Not believed. The police, lawyers, everybody wants to see proof if the man is the one that got sexually assaulted or abused, which is not wrong. I mean, not right. It is wrong. Both parties should have to, show proof that it happened. But you don't have to if you're a woman making these accusations. You just, a woman just has to say it. Now, fortunately, I've seen a couple of years ago, how this woman tried to frame her boyfriend or husband or whatever for physical abuse. What happened was she beat herself. She punched herself all across the face and all that stuff. And I know this because the man was smart. He set up a hidden recorder to record her doing it. Yes, the cops came, they arrested him, took him away. Yeah, there into jail, know that. He started the processing, but when he got out, he was able to get the hidden camera and show the police the tape of this happening. And he was let go. Fortunately, he was let go because he was smart enough to get evidence of her doing it to herself. Now, I'm going to end this video there. I hope you guys like my new haircut. I got it done yesterday, so I look all pretty for all you people watching it. To my next video, have a good one.